Hello, this is yeah, and I have a little concern that there's none of these mouses ever again. Except for maybe this one, but generally I don't see any more of these big mice, like any of these heavy to big mice ever again. Or you can change the weight in them, like how the G502 does, T502 the G502 does, and this random mice I have from my combo mice. I don't I don't see any of them. The only ones I really see are like very rare to find, and I kind of miss that. Like if I talk about, let's talk about these. Like the Razor Ballistic. With the ballistic, I like how if I like the palm, like it fits in my palm. Though there's sometimes like if I'm like it fits in my palm. Like I feel the mouse. I don't have to. Well, the one thing I do is I do three fingers. One, two, three. Pointer, left, middle, middle, or scroll wheel, and ring finger on right click. Yes, I'm that odd because I like to use my whole hand, and it fits. It's like it covers every part of my hand. So my pinky has, and I didn't have the problem where I didn't like try to lift it, and I started to like slightly stop doing that, and I kind of worked, but I had that issue where I would like at some point I would just like feel it, like feel the edge of the mouse, and then try to lift it. Like if you can see from this view, like lift, because that was something I like unintentionally do. But I like it. You can see that there's like these spots. That's where the rubber was, and I kind of hated that because it would bother me when using this mice because I would feel the rubber and then try to like put my fingers in it or just kind of just play with it. I didn't like that. I think the rubber on it just feels odd. I like how the side buttons. Well, I like the side buttons. They're clicky, though they could have been more firm, and they actually feel like side buttons instead of just like a mouse click. This feels cool. You can just detach it and it's magnetic, but I don't remember the use for it entirely. The only issue I kind of have with this is when I put it back in, that magnetic just ends up just getting on the thing that was in the place. I like this side one. This side one feels great. Clicking it and I haven't really used this, so I don't know. But the clicks itself, it could have been better. I don't like the matte finish of the mice from here to the back. Like the matte finish of these clicks to this, I don't like that. It feels like sandpaper. I like these. These are firm buttons. I like the resist. I like how there's a resistance gauge or scroll where you can add resistance or add like no resistance at all. And since adding no resistance is probably a bit better because then you won't feel a thing. But I don't like that because I feel like I would accidentally like touch it and then it would go off. So I like having resistance on this one because then I can like actually, oh, okay, I don't have to like accidentally like touch it slightly, then it jump like then the action for the scroll wheel like goes off. I like it how it's like resistance to it because I can really feel it. Other than that, it feels great. I like the shape of it. The shape of it's very nice. It's like more smaller. No, not more. Like it's scrunched more this way, but like it's a more higher. It feels like it's higher than my G502 because my G502 feels a lot longer and like flattish, kind of like how this one is, but it's not as flat as this one. It feels tall and it feels like it has more of a like size to it. I like it. You would notice that all of them, my mice have no feet because I would end up seeing the sides have dust and shit on like that because my mouse pad's dirty. I really need to get rid of this thing. I need a bigger one. but normally why I have no mouse feet, because I thought having mouse feet was just odd and sometimes it's annoying. But I think that was just mostly me. Having no mouse feet feels great. Then I can just clean it properly. Yeah, that's mostly it. Let's get to the software of the thing. So the software for this is pretty interesting because you can see a glow, the scroll and the logo. It's pretty cool. Sensor feels off. Good. Right now it's on 100, I think. I don't know. Oh, it's this right? Yep, it's still. I don't have great internet. While that happens, I pull up my you. Oops. I'm going to pull you up. You waiting. You would see that I am a very low sense person because I like to have a low sense. I think having low sense for me, my DPI. You will the moment this starts loading, you'll understand why my DPI is really low. It's like, oh, you use your arm a lot. Yeah, I do, because I like having the whole movement on my arm like a thing. Tracking is sometimes a little, like, flicking is a little more easier for me. Tracking is still sometimes a huge annoyance. But I like playing games with the whole arm movement. Other than Osu, where I like to like go like from here to here to here, because I kind of have to. I use this mice, my Pro Wireless. But I like the feel of arm movement. It feels great, even with the G502. It feels great in it. So here is customization. Everything up to sensitivity cliff. That's what it is. Oh, that's interesting. Paper shift. All the like weird stuff that Razer does. I feel like that's kind of not really important. I like how simple Logitech is. It's just the buttons, the DPI, and then the lighting settings, and then the macro. I like that. And then there's this stuff, lighting. Performance. I have 800, which was my lowest. That is not my lowest. Actually, my lowest should be 100. There you go. And this one should be 800. Let me change that. 950. There we go. I feel like I should get rid of these. And that's it. So right now, that's what 800 is from this mice. I like it. That's ability software for this thing. You can calibrate it, which is pretty cool. Customization. It's pretty nice. It's just every mice is. I think the design of the software is pretty neat. Though there's some things they could have changed and not make it look like it's just all compact. Performance 1000. I like the polling. I like how it shows polling rate. That's pretty good. I don't think it needs calibration unless the mice is fucked. Then I probably understand why. But besides that, I think that's pretty much it for this mice. Let's get on to the other one, which is my proud favorite, the G502. Now the G502, I would say feels great. It's everything I described in the ballistic. It fits in my palm perfectly. I play like this, though I did describe if you see that there's this divot was from playing Osu on this mice, and I would have an issue where if I play like this, my finger is in that spot. in that same spot that you can barely see. I gotta go closer to show you. Like it's in that, it goes right there. That's where I would use to dig my finger in it because I had the issue of playing Osu, playing like this. Claw, like more one-sided, and it's just everything's just like that, and it's just it was like it felt natural, but then it also had like issues where if I gripped the mice in a certain way, and I like put like I tense up my hand, then that would become the issue. It's just like I don't like the rubber on it. The rubber on it feels like just feels like shit because it doesn't feel like rubber. It feels like it's mixing with like this part with this, and it's just like you can't get rid of it. I just don't like this part. It just feels horrible. The quality feels horrible. It feels still like rubber mixed with plastic in it. I just don't like it. Everything else though, I do like. I like how you can change the the like no change the size, change the weights on it. I don't know why I couldn't think of that. You can change the weights on these. The weights on them feel great, but besides that, like you can go from heavy, how I have heavy, to light. I gotta get rid of these like weights. This one is always the biggest issue because somehow it always tends to be like the hardest one to get out for me for some reason. There we go. Earlier I couldn't get this one out for like a minute. Now I've dug into my mice. I don't like how why is this rubber? I don't like that. This part is now rubber, but it's whatever. Like you can change the weight distribution. Oh my god, no. And changing that means you can go light. And this one feels really light for me. Feels quick. It's cool. You can do the same thing with this one. But the weights on it are cylinder, and they're much easier to get out because it's in a straight line. I'll talk about this one later. But with this, you can see I got rid of the feet. Same with this one. This one is just pretty small weights, but they're all like a certain shape. They could just change this, I'm not gonna lie, to make it look different. And it's not like a big hassle to get these weights out because it is kind of always an hassle to get these weights out. It's always annoying to do this. The easiest ones are this one, that one, and the one you normally put. Like these three are not like easy to get out. That, and that. Those are always easy to get out. But besides that, everything else is like, oh, the other two are annoying to get out. Now, let's get on to the software, but I have to make sure these weights are in. Don't want them, like, looking at the mice. I like how this is magnetic. Then it snaps into, it goes right in its place. Now, let's go on to the software. The software for this thing. It's really simple, really straightforward. Though the coloring could have been better. I think the coloring on the ballistic is a better option, but the only thing that you see visible is literally the logo and the scroll wheel. This is just the logo. I'm not gonna lie, it is kind of disappointing. I feel like the lighting thing they could have done. Oh, and the three side buttons. Forgot the three side things that you can see, or I changed it to be black. Yeah. I think it's just off. Besides that, that's kind of it. It is a bit disappointing when using this mice, but most of the time this mice is only really used for is just a lot of games. So besides the coloring, you don't really get much. You don't really get much. You get visual audio, screen sampler, breathing, cycling, off and on, like go to breathing. It just does that. You can see it on the screen. I like that. Assignments, I think this is a lot more simple than how the Razer has it. Razer, I feel like I'd do like extra steps for be able to change something, but I could have been wrong. I gotta really use it more often. I really haven't been using the Razer Ballistic much. I've just been using these two mice a lot, but mostly this one when I first got it. Constantly use it. I like how you can view change it, see the side of it. Like you can't do that with the Razer. I wish they can. I wish they added that. I'm not gonna lie. It would have been great. We need more mice like these, or mice where it's like big. Blow it up, and like you can see keys, actions, macros, systems. Like you see a lot of stuff. Then there's DPI. Same thing. 100 to 800. I like the shift DPI shift on this one, not the actual button, the up and down thing. Like the side buttons near the mouse, or the side button, not the side buttons, the two buttons on the top right here. These two. I like these two being here because then I can just change it while using the mice or while using anything. While playing a game, while using whatever. I can just change the DPI and whatever. It's much simpler than having to flip, press button, bam, bam, bam. And then I have to do that constantly. It's annoying. I like this. I like those. I like this. I like this feature because then it feels creative and it feels helpful. Though I 2, 3, 4, 5. This DPI shifting should have been like more of a button, just like a random button used for like clicks and stuff like that. It would have been better, but this is 100 on the mice. Palming it feels nice. Covers like bottom to top of it, bam, just like that. And that's mostly the software for this thing. I like it. I like using it. It feels great. I love it. I like the size of it. I like the side buttons on it. It feels firm. Feels useful. I like the clicks of it. Though the clicks kind of feel like a little died down. Could have been better. It's just a great mice. I like it. My favorite. Sometimes it's not other people's favorites, but I know it's my favorite. Let's get on to this random mice. I don't have the software for this thing, but I do like that you can change the weights of it. They're pretty easy to get out. They have a little thing. Oh, this one's kind of stuck. There we go. They have a thing to it where you can grip it with like a nail and just pull it out, like how I just did. And it's just all like 5 cylinders, 5 spots for it. This mice, I'm not gonna lie, these button triple clicks for some reason. I do not understand why. And I had two mice that are exact same thing, like the exact same thing. It's just this one came with a combo of a one-handed keyboard, and the other one was an old mice that was from CyberPower. And I think I still have it. It's pretty rare, but could have been better. This mice is like, I like the shape of it. The shape of it's nice. Let me put the weights back in. The shape of it is nice. Now the thing is they could have changed is like the use of this button, because this doesn't do anything unless I get the software for it. And this, like, I feel like this could have been the DPI change thing. Well, no, actually, I have to keep. They could keep this. I don't like these two. They feel like very flimsy, and I feel like they can easily break. Oops. I don't like that. They don't feel firm. Other than the side buttons. Side buttons feel kind of like they feel awkward. Like holding it, they feel awkward pressing, but they feel firm though. I don't like the clicks of it because like it feels like you have to press down hard on it. It doesn't feel like light like the other two mice are. It feels like you have to put power onto it. And this one I haven't really used at all. Cause it feels like a knockoff mice. But besides that, I don't like how it feels poorly made. I mean, it's always been poorly made. The color scheme is like throughout the mouse, kind of on the sides a little bit in the mouse wheel, the logo. I forgot what that was, but I don't like the clicks. It feels heavy, horrible. I like the width. I like how it's kind of wide though. I like the wideness of it. The wideness of it feels great. It does fit in my palm, but it's not big. It's kind of slim, but it feels very wide. Kind of like the shape of it. The shape is very nice. If mice were like this, that shape, and that shape, it'd been great. But besides that, that's mostly what I can really describe of this thing. It does fit in my palm. It's not really much I can do. The DPI thing is pretty neat. You can change this up and down, but I set fixed and I can't find the software for this thing. I don't know what it was. I think it came with the box, but besides that, let's get on to my presentation, which I wanted to show. Is this big / heavy mice for big hands, or the idea for it, right? Because there's already mice out there like that, but it's very few in between. So what I'm talking about is this, right? The first one is it's something like that. It's all gonna be like this. So the first one is the Corsair Iron Claw. Looking at the shape of it, it looks like a big mice, like the size of the Ballistic that I have or own, and it just looks like it looks more short, but the size of the Ballistic kind of is similar size of the Pro Wireless, but I do like how there's all like I think the side buttons. I think these are DPI changes and something with the scroll wheel. I don't own it yet. I kind of want to have one, but these are side buttons on it. So a third one, but this is DPI shift. Same with the I don't have the software for this thing. I wish I did, because I wish I owned these mice, because there's about like 3, 4, 13 mice I have for like big mice. It's like there's a size comparison with the hand. It looks like it fits the entire palm, and it looks like it's kind of built wide as well. It looks like a great size. It could have. It seems like it's a bit like a big mouse. Feels like a big mouse. Feels like almost like a tiny brick, I would say, shaped into a mouse. I don't know if there's weights to these things. I think there is. I still have to keep searching more into this, but I think that's a great size. It looks big. It looks wide, or it could be wrong. It looks a little high, like how my Ballistic was. Next is the SteelSeries Rival 5. Going through a bunch of mice, because what I would just search online was big gaming mice, and it gave me some that I saw right off the bat, like G502 and stuff like that. But it didn't really give much options. Sorry, I was drinking something. It just mostly just like sent me a bunch of the same stuff. I was just trying to look through a bunch of mice, looked online, look on YouTube. It's just like most of it is a lot of preferences for the other like people. When I looked on YouTube, it was not really a lot of big mice I saw. But when looking online, I saw this. I thought this was a decent size. I like how there's. This looks like it's more of the Ballistic style, like side buttons and top button. It looks like a good quality mice. It looks big. I think that's small hands, but I could be wrong. It looks like the size of the G4 Wireless, but it has. It looks like it has the height of the G502 I own. And I think it's a good. It looks like it fits in the palm, more like the G502 palm size, but I don't think it's big. I don't think it's long either. I think it's a little smaller and short, but it still looks like it has a great back size. I don't know, to it. More of a G502 size. It looks like a good mice. I want to use it, examine, like it, share to it, and use use an example. I like how use the software from the Corsair and the Steel series. The next one is a weird one, but Alienware mice. I was looking at this and it showed. I'm looking online. It showed this mice, and when seeing this mice for the first time, I thought that blew me away. I didn't think Alienware made a mice back then. It didn't really give me any hand size for this, because the pictures are always like cut off at the base of it. This looks like a really tallish mouse and a really long mouse. Like the longness of the G502 and the height of the ballistic. Tall. I don't know if it's wide. It doesn't seem wide. It looks tall. It looks long. And it looks like a good size. The only thing that they could probably do is like these flaps here. I think that's probably gonna mess with the base of my hand, like the wrist part. And with that, it looks like it's gonna be annoying, but I don't know if there's software to this thing. I think there is, but I have to look at in the Wayback Machine. So this does look like a good sized mice. Looks like it fits properly. Probably weights to these things. I would say there's weights to the Corsair mice, the Iron Claw, but I'm not sure. It just those are side buns. Those look really poorly made side buns. Not like bad quality, but just like bad idea design, the design idea. But it's a mice. It's real. I think that's a DPI change. It was odd. Next mice is the Razer Naga Pro. Now this was morely based off the MMO style mice, where you have 12 buttons on the side. I thought of this more of a actual mice size than that kind of mice. I thought this was a decent sized mice. It has a really it seems like it really has a good click as the laser actuation thing. Might have like fast clicks back when they made this. I like how you can change it too, where it's the entire side of the mice, not just a section of it. Looks like a good build quality. It seems firm. Most the ones I have, it's a matte. It just looks like it also has matte finish on it. I like how the other two have 2 side ones or 6, so it's not just a full-on copy, just like trend copy of the G600 or the Corsair Simulaclar Pro. I'm said it completely wrong. Sorry. There is a hand size thing, but it just seems like it was more from the Razer commercial of the mouse thing. And he's clawing it, so he's not actually like palming it. It does look like you can palm it. It just seems a bit small. More like a width thing of the other mice I had. I don't know. I'm just gonna name it Third Mice. Third Mice now. But here comes the next, the fifth option, and the fifth mice I had in mind is the Red Dragon M811. This does look like a decent sized mice, but this also looks like it's tiny. I could be having the issue of palming it, but it looks wide though. I would say it is wide. And it has the 8 buttons and the 2 buttons on the side. This looks like a decent mice. I don't know why these side buttons are like shaped like that. It feels a little weird. It looks a little weird, but other than that, looks like a great size mice. Nothing's wrong with that. It does look a little bit small. It does look like it could be a width mice, like the width of the third mice. Like it's wide. Though it is shifting to the right. It does look it's wide, but it could be small, like how my third mice is. But that third mice is a bit big, but it is kind of short and small. But it's more like a flat mice, like it's flat. I don't think these mice is gonna be heavy clicks. I think there's gonna be light clicks. Like a firm side buttons. It seems like. I don't know if this has any customizations. It doesn't have any weights to it. It seems like where you can change the bottom of it. But it does feel like it's a good mice. So there will be some companies where it's like I'm using more than one mice, and it's probably gonna be a lot. I know I had 3 Corsair mice and 2 SteelSeries mice I had in mind, and one more Logitech, which would make 3. The next mice is the Glorious Model O. When looking at it, I was like going through online, and it ran me, and it said that the Glorious Model O seems big, and I was like, huh. I thought the Glorious Model was kind of medium sized or a bit small, but I guess it said this was a big mice. Sometimes it said it was a heavy mice. Now I do like the sides being colored, and you can see through the inside of the mice with the hexagon shape. And then there's a hand size comparison. This is palm too. It looks like a palm size. There's a little foreshadowing. I keep cooking my hand on my DUIs. Light. I have big hands and my hands are like smacking. It's annoying. It looks like a good shape. I do like the shape of it. The shape looks nice. It's like more of like a claw size shape, but it could be wrong. It does have side buttons on it, and they are right here, if I can tell. Just 2 normal size buttons and then 1 DPI thing. I think it looks good. I don't know if there's any weights to it. I don't know how the sensor is. I know there was always talk about this when it first came out. I think this is a good mice. I think this is a good mice. It's an interesting choice, I would say. But it looks neat. It has just like a basic size. I don't think it's tall. It looks like the size of my third mice mixed with the G502. Doesn't look tall, but it's like I don't know if it's long. It looks like it has some weight to it though. I would say that. Alright, now let's get on to the next mice. Here we go is the Asus AUG Spatha. Now this is an odd choice. I never thought Asus made a mouse before, but it does seem like they did. And this was one of the sizes. And when it said big mice, when I searched it up, and I was very caught off guard. I was very surprised by this. Now, with the hand size comparison, it looks like it's more of 2. He's just using 2 fingers and he's clawing it. But besides that, he is. Oh, this picture is showing that it looks like a cam palm. It looks very flat and flat and like sized as my third mice. With that being said, that's kind of it. It doesn't look like it's tall. It doesn't look like it's that big. It just looks like the size of like my third mice. So I do like the side buttons on them. It does seem like it has the side buttons of the G502, where it has 2 DPI things, DPI buttons, one up, one down, a middle button for I think some scroll wheel, and I would say 2 or 6. I think it's just 2 at the moment. It does look like it's very blocky. This does look like a wireless mouse. It seems like that's pretty cool. I think this is a good size mice. It looks very widthy and blockish, and I don't know. It seems like it's structured as like a good quality, but it seems like it has some problems with it. But I like how there's a good shape on it. Like there's a good shape. It's nothing like it's tall. Nothing like it's outstanding. The front of it looks like a car, but I would say it's just the shape. It's more width size because it looks like it's structured like that, and I think it might have some weights in it, but I don't know. It just looks like a very like decent built shape, like you're gonna hold something. Besides that, let's get on to the next mice, and that is the Logitech 303. Now this will technically be my third mice if I get this thing, because I already have the Pro Wireless and the G502. And I don't know how this would play out, because this looks like it's the size of my Z Pro Wireless, but it has more width to it, like how the third mice says. But it's not as like there's a thumb shape, or the thumb would go. Apparently there's already a thing with Shroud for this 303, but it looks like a good shaped mice. Two side buttons, middle button. There's already a hand size comparison. This represents a little weight. But it does look like good shape. You can use it for almost anything. I would say it's a good mice. It seems like more of these are more like wireless mice. It is flat-ish, if I remember, but it's width. It's like a width size thing, so it's gonna be a really good decent mice. For me, I think that would be a decent mice if I get this thing. But in general, I think this is a good mice to kind of start getting into big mice. This or the Iron Claw. Actually, no, not the Iron Claw. The G502. The G502 or this mice. Hell, even the SteelSeries one would be a good starting point if you want to get into big mice, like if you have big hands. And you can't really use tiny mice how other people are. The next mice is the Corsair Night Sword. Okay. Okay. See, this mice does look like a full copy. Like the rubber, I don't know why there's some on the back of it. The G502. It looks like just a whole copy of the G502, where you can add weights to it. And you have the DPI button, the scroll wheel button, extra button, I think that changes the DPI as well, the DPI shift button, and then the two side buttons. This looks like entirely like a G502 copy. It's like a Trent copy. These are the two DPI things. Now this does look like good, decent mice to start with. Like this one, the G502, and maybe the 303 looks like a good mice to really start basis. Why is just like a getting into big mice, and there is a hand size comparison to it, and it looks big. It's more of the size of a ballistic, like it's sized like as the ballistic, but it has the qualities of the G502, I would say. And there is the three buttons, three lights to it, like how Corsair is trying to copy G5, like the G502 at some point. But I think this mice does look good. I like it. It looks like it can be a good standard mice for like big hands. I think that fits the entire thing. It does a little bit of being. It does look like a little bit smaller, but if it's like palm, I think it fits the whole hand. I think there's weights to it. I think there's the 5 standard weights to it, how like that G502 does. I think it's mostly just down to the software, mostly, and the lights on it is just kind of just the 3 dots, and that's about it. This could have been changed. I think adding the rubber to it, just to copy it, is a good idea. I think getting rid of the rubber and just changing to like a standard like glossy finish without all this texture would have been fine, in my opinion. But this does look like a good shape. Does look like it has good quality buttons on it, and I think it has a good like weight distribution where you can be light and or heavy. So like I said, let's go on to the next mice, and that is the SteelSeries Aerox 5. Now, this is the one with the holes in it. It's basically just the same thing as the Rival 5, but more like trend copy of the Gloria, like the Model O that I showed earlier. I think this is also a good size. I just said copy. I just say the same thing as the Rival 5. Does look a bit smallish, but it does look like a great shape. There is the hand size comparison with the palm and claw. I think it's more of a claw thing. It does look like a can palm, but I don't know if this is really like large. I'm gonna say it is until I own it. But then this is more of a medium-sized mice. I do see the third button. I like the buttons on it. The buttons on it look neat. There's like something to it that kind of stands out, but I'm not sure. It's just gonna be the same thing I said on the Rival 5. It's just a good shape. It looks like a good quality. It's like size of like the G5. It's like my wireless, but it's like it could be the high. It could be like the size of the G5 too, but I'm not sure. I gotta know. I would know. I would not know. I would try to figure out until I own the thing. The next mice would be eventually the MMO mice of the trend, the Corsair Sycamore Pro. I don't know how to pronounce that. I'm sorry. It's just very odd pronouncing. But this looked like a good quality shaped mice. The MMO style of 12 buttons on the side of it. Whatever. I think this does look like the size of my ballistic. Like it's very big ish. It does look like it has height to it, and it's shortish. Like you can see the hand size to it. It's short. It's not very like long, but it does look like you can palm it for big people, and it not big people for large hands. And it seems like you can like properly use it for a palm grip. It's probably like gonna be a little shorter than ballistic, where it's not gonna cover the entire thing, but it does feel like you can use as a palm thing. It's just gonna take a while using it, but it does look a good quality mice. The clicks probably look like it's fast. The probably polling rate it's like around maybe 1400. I would say 1200, maybe 1000. I could be wrong. This does look like a good quality mice, a good built shape. The shape is a bit smaller, I'd say, but this is probably something you can palm. It's just gonna take time using it, because it's like a very, very interesting choice to use, I would say. But it does look more of like a mixture of palm and grip. But I think you can palm the entire thing. It does feel like you can have it in your whole hand. I don't know if it's big or not. I think it is, but I could be wrong. But on to the next mice. Or this is actually the last one, right? Yeah, this is the last mice in mine. There is still other big mice out there, like if I still look it up. There's always like the very interesting choices. You see the Iron Claw, that's like the Night Sword. Somewhere is that the nope, so there was this mice, but I don't think this is big. I think that's tiny. There is, the SteelSeries ones, the Atriox 3, the Atriox 9, the Rival 5. There's the Ballistic I have. That's one I own. But it's the V3. It's a very different shape. You can tell. The G502. The August Pro Spatha. There's even like other ones that copy the trend. It's just in a circle. Like the EVGA X15. Or this This weird looking mice, I don't know why this is a thing. There's always like the Razer Viper. I don't think this is more. I think this is more the size of this one. I don't know why they're calling this a big mice. This is not a big mice. I think the Viper is very much like this. But there is Naka Pro. There's the V2 one. And there's like I keep looking. There's the 309. But I don't think that's entirely big. I could be wrong. I think the 309 is a good size shape. The Corsair is 6.5. The M65. I don't know why it just keeps changing. The 203. It looks like it doesn't look like good mice to use. That looks like a bad mice. The Rival 3. I go to heavy. There's this also the HyperX Pitfire, Pulsefire. That looks like a good sized mice, but I could be wrong. Heavy gaming mice, which is basically the same thing as this one, where it shows. And then there's the Alienware, the X17. Gives me the same thing. Let's go to images real quick. Like you've seen this one. I showed you that. I showed you like a bunch of them. There was the 303. I think I saw that from a YouTube video. Then there's the M8, the M8 Red Dragon M811. As I showed before. That's like a decent sized mice. Then there's the 303. This one. Maybe there's this one. There's this Iron Claw. This is a good shape. Nice Sword. That's a good shape. It looks like it's just a copy, like a trim copy of the G502. Then there's the Seal Series ones. And there's the Logitech, the Razer. Like all those mice are really good mice. You should really look into them. That's what I'm trying to like talk about. Is the idea of big mice. We need more of those big mice, please. That's what I want to see more often. That's what I kind of want. It's just those mice. It's those mice I do want, but I want to see like for stores. I want to see more of those. Like for anyone starting up, like making mice or whatever. I want to see kind of like both big mice and tiny mice, so that it encompasses everybody's ideal option.